welcome to Charts and Hearts. I'm Sarah, and she's Lindsay.
And together, we're working our way through an epic list of rom-coms in order to find and categorize tropes in the hopes of creating the nerdiest spreadsheet podcasts have ever seen.
And this week's episode, we did Shall We Dance?
Yes, we did.
Yep. It's a movie.
Yep. It was made in 2003.
It's the one where Richard Gere has an emotional affair with his wife with the whole dance studio. Mm-hmm. And then J.Lo's there, and then he recommits and falls back in love with his wife.
Yep.
The end.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
There's good dancing. The
yes.
dancing's good. Because, yeah, they did their own dancing, so that was good.
Side characters are fun.
Yes, side characters are fun. Susan Sarandon, when she's allowed to be a character, is fun. Mm-hmm. Susan Sarandon plays his wife. Yeah. I don't know, the emotional ending still gets me, but I'm mad about it. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Okay. So, yeah, Richard Gere and J.Lo do not get together in this movie.
No.
Emotional affair only.
But also one-sided emotional affair.
Oh, very much. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, and I'm glad, like, obviously I don't want them to get together, especially their characters, but even before that, I was like, they don't get together, right?
I know, I was pretty sure that they didn't, but also I was worried for a bit.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because they give Susan Sarandon's character no anything.
No.
For, like, the first 2/3 of the movie.
Yeah. Which I think, like, is the point of their life, of that it's so blah, that so she's nothing anyway, because she's just living her blah life until something happens. Yeah.
But I think she enjoys, like, she's enjoying her life. I don't think for her it's blah.
No, I don't think it is either. It's challenging and busy. Yeah. But it's not her story. Yeah.
So anyways, he's a wills and whatever attorney, and she's a dance instructor, professional ballroom dancer that he, like, sees through the window from the train, or from the L in Chicago, which, yes, we should start tracking rom-com cities. Chicago is a pretty classic one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because he, like, sees her and is, like, kind of obsessed with her, he signs up to take ballroom dance classes, and he secretly takes ballroom dance classes, hides it from his family. His wife hires a professional or private detective, and then he, instead of just, like, learning random ballroom dancing to, like, be able to dance at weddings and stuff, they all end up being, like, competitive ballroom dancers after 8 weeks. But yeah, there's fun side characters, like the 3 other guys that take the dance with him, and the women who, like, run the dance class, and Stanley Tucci.
Yeah. Killing it.
Which I did not know he was in this.
I think when we did Tucci Month, someone mentioned this to us.
Oh, I missed that.
As he was in it, and then I wrote it down, but not that it was him.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I think this is how this worked, and how this ended up on here, because obviously we've got dance movies coming out of our anything. So
yeah, we had to pick some, but we picked this one because it was, I don't know, like, felt like a good mix of not just, like, teen dance movies. Yeah. So yeah, Stanley Tucci plays, like, a lawyer that Richard Gere works with, who then, like, has this very elaborate disguise / ballroom dancing persona that he competes with, like, fake teeth and spray tan and a giant, like, crazy wig. And then by the end of it, dances as himself, and also falls in love.
With Chessie.
I know.
Also known as Lisa Ann Walterd from Abbott Elementary, who I'm in love with. She's amazing, obviously, as Chessie, because of course she is, but also now times.
Yes, she's very good.
You know who's not really that great in this movie? J.Lo.
Because she has no character.
Because she has nothing to do.
Yeah, she wears really nice, lots of, like, that purple lavender color that J.Lo always wears, and then she is just the flattest character ever.
I know. I've never seen a character this flat. It's insane.
Especially as, like, the second main character of a film.
Yeah, like, she's the second main person, and she's J.Lo. Like, why did she take this part?
I know.
It's weird.
Yeah, she's like very like emotionally distant, professional, and sort of very flat. And that's explained that like did her partner die on the dance floor? Is that what happened?
No, I think they tripped, but I couldn't tell if it was her tripping or him tripping. And then like,
maybe he
dumped
died,
her.
And that's why she's so flat and sad and like traumatized.
No, she's just sad because she doesn't have anything without her dance, which she does have, or her boyfriend.
Yes.
So
yes. And then the other character is like Bobby Cannavale's in it, and he's fine.
Yep. He's Bobby Cannavale, like
he plays the like stereotypical womanizer, like trying to get so many women, and then oops, I'm gay. The other guy in the dance, I'd sort of seen him around in things before. The actor is Omar Benson Miller, but he was really funny. I liked him a lot.
He is in like 2 episodes of West Wing.
That's what I know him from. Yep.
He's the guy who steals the goat.
Also, the guy who plays the PI is Richard Jenkins, who's so cute.
He's into like everything.
Yeah. And then his like assistant PI photographer is Nick Cannon.
Nick Cannon? What is this movie? It's so weird.
And then also Maya.
And Maya's in it.
Omar Benson Miller's fiance, girlfriend.
And then again, back to this J.Lo thing is then Maya is singing the last song as the credits roll, which is great. Yeah. Good job, Maya. But I'm like, why isn't J.Lo singing the song in her movie? What happened here?
It's all weird. And then, also the other person I recognized as soon as I was like, I saw him and I was like, how do I know you? And then I looked him up, and it's plays the son of Richard Gere and Susan Sarandon, and it's Stark Sands, who is one of the leads in the Broadway American Idiot.
Oh,
like the Green Day musical. Yeah.
Which
I also know because I've watched lots of YouTube videos of that.
The woman who owns the ballroom dance, I know her from stuff too. I think she's just in everything.
Yeah, she's just like a classic old school. Okay, yeah, so that's kind of vaguely the plot. It just is weird. We get some weird flashbacks of J.Lo.
Yeah, so like she's super boring and flat until he gets her to open up.
Yeah.
And then she gets one monologue. And then he changes her.
Yeah. Well, then, they get one random, like, improvised dance scene the night before the competition.
Yeah,
and
which,
that,
like,
unlocks her.
And he's like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to remember the steps. And then she's like, come back to the dance studio with me, and we'll do a sexy dance in the dark that is improv'd, not the genre of dance that you... Yes. Or the type of ballroom dance that you were doing tomorrow, but it's just a sexy dance with J.Lo. And then at the end, because I J.Lo, I'm doing this for you, Richard Gere, to help you prepare for tomorrow. And then at the end, she thanks him.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is this movie?
So weird. So weird. Oh, and he only has 8 weeks of dance classes.
Yeah.
To be able to fully improvise.
Yeah.
A dance number with a professional dancer.
Yeah, with, like, where he, like, twirls her and spins her around and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and also, like, that they didn't choreograph. Like, he just, like, vibes. Anyways, Richard Gere did a really good job of the dancing.
Oh, yeah.
The character is unbelievable, but Richard Gere, like, did all of his own dancing, apparently did, like, 3 hours a day for 4 months leading up to this so that he could do all of his own dance scenes. But then it's like, the character has, like, once a week dance lessons for 8 weeks.
And then, like, a montage of however long to prepare for the thing afterwards with Chelsea.
Yeah, I guess so. Like, yeah, they do, he does do more, like, rehearsals of, like, for the competition, but still.
Yeah.
It's kind of ridiculous.
And again, like, he shouldn't be, like, there's no improv skills in there. He's literally learning the steps for the ballroom dance competition. Yeah.
Have you ever gone down rabbit holes on Instagram reels of, like, improv? It's usually, like, West Coast swing improv.
No.
Oh, man. I've done it by mistake, and it's very fun because it's like there's like West Coast swing competitions. I think it's West Coast swing. I don't know. I'm not really sure what it is because there's never any captions. It's just like people dancing. But they are it's like a they get paired up together with some random dancer, and then a song starts and they just go and like improv a thing, and it's amazing. I will send you some next time one pops up for me. Yeah. And then at the end, J.Lo is moving back to England to study dance
because she was saved by him.
Yes, yeah. So she's reinvigorated by dance, and she's gonna go back to England because where her partner and her broke up was at Blackpool, which is like a big, I guess ballroom competition. I don't know. Yeah. So then at her going away party, he's like invited, and his wife by this point has found out what's going on and is mad, and his daughter is also like, "Why didn't you take mom to dance classes with you?" Like,
yeah,
normal people take ballroom dancing with their partner.
Yeah.
What is wrong with you, you crazy father? And then, so yeah, he doesn't go to the party, but he does dress up in a tux, and you think he's going to go to the party because he, like, gets the red rose, but then no, he surprises his wife, who's working late as, like, a merchandiser at a
I think it's supposed to be Saks.
Yeah, it's a fancy department store, and Lindsay and I both called it. It was filmed in Hudson's Bay, which is the, like, big Canadian department store.
I don't know
how we did it. It's so
obvious.
It's filmed at one in Winnipeg, which neither of us have been to, but just you automatically know it's the Bay.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but you guys go watch that scene, and that's what the Bay looks like.
Yeah.
And then, like, I noticed and was like, this is the Bay. And then I was looking around to be like, is there stuff, like, obviously they would take the Bay stuff away, but, like, is there, like, French words up places? No. And the only one was Lancôme or Chanel, like, that is in French, like, anyway.
Because it was, like, the perfume area.
Yeah. So, like, there's literally nothing for me to confirm that this is the Bay except my innate knowledge that this is the Bay.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, why do I know what the Bay looks like so well? But there was a couple of years where when I commuted to and from work, I would cut from the train, like from the SkyTrain up through the Bay onto the road to catch the bus. Yeah, so and that's why.
that floor that you walked through was the perfume floor. Yeah.
Yeah, is that floor. But still, yeah, so I think we're going to award a special prize for most romantic scene ever filmed in a Bay.
So far. We don't
know. So far. I mean,
I know that
Hallmark movies.
Yes. And I know, like, I don't think New in Town, that Renee Zellweger movie, also filmed in Manitoba, but I don't think they filmed in a Bay because it was a small town. But I'm sure there's more Bay scenes out there that we will find.
We'll keep you posted. Yeah, but it is a really good scene, and like he makes amends and everything's great, and like dances with his wife and all of.
And it's romantic, and you're like,
it is very romantic.
Richard Gere, good job.
Yes,
for looking like that.
It took you the whole movie to turn on your Richard Gere.
Yeah,
in an appropriate direction.
Yes,
not creepy J.Lo. And then they go to the party, and everything's great. La-di-da, more dancing. And then there's many montages where we find out that Bobby Cannavale is gay, and etc. Tropes?
Ugh.
So many.
Okay, so yeah, as we said, gay panic hiding behind a queer person. Because, like, obviously, at the beginning, I just wrote down gay panic. It's 2003. It's ballroom dancing. Like, obviously, they had to do that. Unfortunately, obviously. And then, and then there's, like, a few hints if you're actually paying attention.
Yeah.
And then, like,
and then
there he is at the end.
There's also, I mean, Stanley Tucci is like the other side of it, where he is straight and everybody, like, he hides his ballroom dancing from everybody in his, like, lawyer life because he doesn't want to be thought of as gay, and he has a hard time getting women because everybody assumes he's gay. But he's like, by the end, when he sort of openly becomes a ballroom dancer, is really accepting. And then also, I think the women in his office, and the men in his office too, were like sort of making fun of him, and he just like pulls out a move on one of the secretaries, and it's like very sexy.
It's so sexy.
It's like, why do you assume that men that dance romantically with women aren't straight?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
I don't understand. Yeah.
Ooh, yeah, Tucci. Yeah.
Lindsay has an excellent question that I'm going to pose to her so that she can answer it.
Okay.
Is Jennifer Lopez a manic pixie dream girl in this movie?
I think she's too boring.
Yeah, she's not quirky enough.
She's not quirky enough to fit the trope of manic pixie dream girl, but she fits the characterization of not having an arc and literally being there to support him, and that's all that she does in the entire movie.
Cardboard dream girl?
Yeah, she's a cardboard cutout dream girl.
Yeah.
Like, because she doesn't even talk until the last, 10 minutes of the movie. Like, Chessie, who I love, has more lines than her, which...
Oh, yeah.
Like, I'm not mad that Lisa Ann Walker has lines. I'm glad that she had a good role, but I'm like, why? Why is this movie like this?
Yeah. Yeah. Why is she the most flat, blah character?
And then she has this exposition dump where she talks about her life, where her whole family are dry cleaners, so she's at a dry cleaner when she's young with her mom, so they're people of color working in a blue-collar job, and she's literally rescued in her dull life by a white woman.
Yeah, like rescued from her dull life by being inspired by this white, like, ballroom dancer and her costumes and stuff. Yeah.
And then this white man fixes her by staring at her, touching her creepily, and then absolutely doing nothing. And then at the end, she writes him this long letter like it's fucking Jane Austen.
Yeah.
And in it is like, you fixed me.
Yeah, and like, you fixed me by letting me fix you, basically.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. I feel like they ended up deciding to make her flat because it was like, if she was too whatever, then it would be less believable that he didn't have an affair with his wife for 20 years, maybe?
Maybe. I don't know.
It's just a weird choice.
It shouldn't have been J.Lo.
Yeah.
Like this character is a Hallmark character in a J.Lo movie.
Yeah, but also, like, not even.
I know, and that's what the thing.
Like, interesting.
Yeah, and they obviously grow. That's the point of a Hallmark movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, it's very upsetting. Yeah. And then she does this dance at the end while she's writing the letter. She's like, you helped me find my dance again. And she's doing ballroom dance that looks suspiciously the choreography of a J.Lo music video.
Yeah.
Lit like a J.Lo music video, wearing pants that are almost showing her everything. It's so strange.
Yeah, it's like backless pants that are super low, and yeah, it's an interesting thing at the end. Anyway, we have the one black character, of course, is dating a black character. Of course.
Who is Maya for some reason, who was in 2 scenes of this movie.
Yeah, but it is like the size difference is very cute because he's like both like a large, like, you know, plus size guy, but also very tall. And then she's Maya, who's like, I don't know, 5 feet tall, tiny. And so he, with all of his dance powers, like at their wedding, like twirls her around, and it's really cute. But yes, the trope of the BIPOC couple obviously
continues.
Yeah. Oh, and then a dance montage over the end credits.
Yeah, so it's not a big dance number at the end.
Yeah.
But it is everybody's dancing.
Yeah, it's a bunch of different little dance numbers.
Yeah. He fell in love with dance as opposed to falling in love with a person. Yeah. And yeah, sad middle-aged man. Like, so the opening montage where he's doing voiceover for some reason, I think probably because Grey's Anatomy just started when they made this movie. It's my guess.
Yeah, I guess so. There's lots of voiceovers.
But the montage is, including the birthday party, is like almost exactly shot for shot with taking transit, the opening of City Slickers.
I haven't thought about that movie in a million years.
Well, it was something about the way he was going to work with all the people and then getting on a train. Because I remember in City Slickers he takes like the gondola thing, I guess, in Berkeley? I don't know.
Yeah.
And that has stuck in my mind forever for some reason. But yeah, it's like, I'm super sad. I'm going to work and I'm bored. I'm taking the train with everybody, and then I go home, and then I do the same thing again, and then it's my birthday, and I'm just old, and I never speak to my children or my wife. Everything is sad.
So sad, because I have an amazing life with a wife who does everything for me, and kids who think I'm a good dad, and blah, blah, blah.
And are competent and doing fine in their lives. As teenagers, like, they're not acting out. Like, he doesn't even have a tropey goth teen son.
No.
His son invites him to go dancing.
I know, and then he, like, gets invited to dance with one of his kids' friends at, like, a hip-hop club.
Yeah. No. Weird.
So strange. Okay, so many tropes. Anyways, Lindsay, does this movie pass the Bechdel test?
No! Like, technically, probably, because they talk about, I don't know, like, dresses.
Yeah, and they talk about, but like their dance business, like the...
But, like, by accident. Like, they accidentally the woman talks to another woman accidentally when they are talking to men.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, because that's the other thing that he fixes. He fixes J.Lo, and he also fixes the Miss Mitzi's dance school from, like, going out of business.
Mm-hmm. And Chessie, because he...
And also Stanley Tucci, just by, like,
being there.
So
he fixes everybody.
Manic Pixie Dream Girl?
Maybe. He's also not quirky enough to be a Manic Pixie Dream Girl. Nobody's quirky enough in this movie.
Magical, mediocre white man.
Yep.
Okay. Let's make a pie.
There are an amazing amount of sequins and lycra and feathers in this movie.
Yes, they just like come from nowhere.
Yeah, the outfits are pretty great.
Yeah.
Throughout. So I do enjoy that.
20%?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll call it 20%. Richard Gere staring creepily at J.Lo.
300%.
Yeah, but in reality, like
10
or 20? Yeah, 10.
Yeah.
No, I think 20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
J.Lo standing alone, saying nothing, being a cardboard dream girl.
Yeah, being a cardboard cutout.
20. Also 20.
Yeah, I think this will be good. We'll just make an even pie.
Yeah.
Okay, Stanley Tucci's wig. Oh my god. It's like its own character. And then at
it
the end,
is.
It gets destroyed by his little dog, and it's hilarious. Well, between the hair and then the fake teeth that he puts in, I was like, is it Stanley Tucci? I think it's Stanley Tucci.
There was
is it that guy who looks like Stanley Tucci?
There was a scene where I wasn't really paying attention, and then I looked up and I'm like, is that Bronson Pinchot?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yep, it kind of does, especially with the dark hair.
Yeah, it was really weird. And like our entire lives of knowing Stanley Tucci is bald, like, yeah.
And then, the deeply V-necked shirts, etc. And then, like, 4 or 5 different versions of Shall We Dance from The King and I. Yeah. Instrumental versions, the original, all kinds of ones.
All kinds of ones. And and just, like, a lot of exposition about The King and I. And I'm like, we all know what this is. Yeah. Like, and, like, The King and I is not about dancing. I haven't seen it in a while. I know it's about racism, but...
It's kind of about dancing because he wants to be thought of as posh and British.
So he needs to learn how to dance. Yeah. So it's a dance movie, but not about dancing. It's... Right? Like...
No, it's not. It's a racism movie with some dance in it. Also, speaking of the soundtrack, we should put The Book of Love by Peter Gabriel.
Oh, yeah.
Put that on the playlist because it's so good. It's in like a sad part of the movie and it's like very melodramatic, but it's just such a good, unique song.
I feel like it's definitely in other movies. And there's something about it that sounds a lot like that really weird song from Princess Bride. That's not even Peter Gabriel, it's some random guy, but...
Yeah, they have that same vibe, sort of like slightly narrative, kind of. Yeah. Anyways, that was not about pie. But yes, a nice evenly distributed pie between some really random things.
Yep. In this frustrating movie that I will never watch again.
Ugh. Nope. But what do we think is next for them? I don't know. It's weird because like the main characters isn't the main love story, but that's
well, it is if you count it by word count.
That's true. Yeah,
not
like
billing.
She has way more dialogue than J.Lo, for sure. Yeah, Richard Gere and Susan Sarandon. Yeah, I think they're gonna be.
I think they'll be fine
together. Yeah. And Lindsay, what's next for us?
Weddings again.
Woo-hoo!
Hooray! July
weddings.
So we're back on our weddings, which will fulfill our Julys until the end of time, I think.
Probably.
And we're starting with a classic, a movie that we both know is very, very good. 4 Weddings and a Funeral.
Yay. I'm very excited.
Yes.
Yeah. Also a little bit nervous because I haven't watched it for a long time.
Neither, but
that's okay. Anyways, that brings us to the end of this episode. Don't forget that you can send us a rating and a review wherever you get your podcasts, and you can find us on Charts and Hearts podcast on Instagram and Facebook, or at Charts and Hearts on Twitter.
And you can also head to our website, chartsandhearts.com, where you can submit your suggestions for rom-coms and tropes for us to add to the list. You can also check out our Patreon at Charts and Hearts Club, or patreon.com/Charts and Hearts Club. For Dance Month, we did Save the Last Dance, which was very good. For weddings, we're doing People You Hate at Weddings.
Yeah, I think,
is that what it's called?
Yeah, the People You Hate at the Wedding. I don't know. It's that like Kristen Bell one that came out.
Yeah, with Allison Janney and all of the people that we love.
It's a com, not a rom, so that's why it gets the Patreon exclusive.
Yeah, but don't worry, we got some classic wedding movies coming up. Oh yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us, and in the meantime, football sucks.